Welcome back, folks. We are in the midst of our matchup between Virtus.pro and Dignitas, going all the way to map 3. Mirage is going to be the map. We're going to do a quick bracket recap for you, though. In just a second, we're going to see the Group A bracket and catch you up. Again, we were just talking about Conquest defeating Liquid, sending Liquid home. And obviously, Conquest is waiting in the lower bracket. They will play the loser of the match we're watching right now. Initial thoughts, again, on, Conquest. Here comes the bracket, so we'll just wait for the bracket to come up. But again, if you're just joining us, this is how we started. We are playing GSL-style group play, all best-of-3s today. So, Dignitas versus Pro is where we're sitting right now. Obviously, Conquest on the TBD side. And again, very impressive play by them. Kind of also a nothing-to-lose attitude. No pressure on them to do well at this LAN. They were the only team not at the majors. And kind of conversely for Liquid, all the pressure in the world, especially going up against Conquest. And it did not work out at all for them.
I mean, if you're Conquest, you're really pulling for Virtus.pro now. Come on, lads.
Yeah.
VP #1. Let's hope they can win Mirage, because you feel like at the moment, even with what Dignitas has shown us, and they've shown us some nice wins overall, if they were to play Conquest again, well, they haven't actually played yet. If they were to play Conquest and they won't know anything about Conquest, maybe that's a winnable match. Suddenly, maybe, somehow, we could have Conquest into the semi-finals. That wouldn't be ridiculous if it was Dignitas there. On the other hand, if it's VP and they play them again, VP's going to have a sense of what not to do, what maps to even ban away, perhaps. It feels like it'd be hard for them to have a chance to beat VP a second time. They didn't manage to the first time. So I think very much the result of the upper match is what will decide whether Conquest have a chance or not.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, the map that we've got, Mirage, is good for both teams, but famously good for Virtus.pro, and maybe not so good for this particular Dignitas lineup. We haven't really seen them play, I know it's the map they played the most over the last 3 months, but obviously they've had various iterations of the lineup in those 3 months. So yeah. I would say it's still got to favor Virtus.pro.
Yeah, and like you mentioned Mirage, and not to trigger you, my friend, but that first time in Poland, that map in particular, they were nuts.
Absolutely.
I mean, they only lost it one time in the whole tournament.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. This is the thing. When you're an elite level team and you work hard, and you become godlike on one map, once you've mastered it, it's almost like you get a little bit bored of just wrecking people on it. It becomes a pocket pick. You took it away and you go and work something else. It's like riding a bike. You will never fall off Mirage if you're Virtus.pro.
See, you lost Team Liquid at the very beginning of that. When you were an elite level team, you were really happy. You get this one map that you godlike on, and then you got to that last bit. It's like riding a bike. So how do I get these training wheels off? Sorry, mate, you need them on at the moment. Careful, you bumped your knee.
Well, that's why I'm talking about Virtus.pro and not Team Liquid. So when
the key was in the elite level team part.
Yeah, exactly. That was the giveaway, right? So Virtus.pro are never going to be bad on Mirage, never. And Dignitas here, how much work have they realistically put in with Tensky? I still think this is an experiment. I still think this is a stand-in pick. I don't honestly think this is the future of Dignitas at all, what we're looking at right now. So have they really put the work in on Mirage? No, I think it's like almost like a pocket pick for them. They're going to be trying to play on instinct. If you do that against Virtus.pro and you don't hit the ground running, you're going to get just run over by the plow. So I think that's what we're going to see here.
All right, next we're going to take a look at one more thing.
I mean, you can just see there's something about the lineup of Virtus.pro that will never be bad on Mirage. Even if it slips down to, say, their 3rd or 4th best map, it'll always be there for them. It'll never be a map that they go completely away from and even ban. So I feel like Dignitas is in a bit of trouble here.
All right, let's look at Group B2 and catch you up the other side of the bracket. Again, Mouse Sports is all the way through. They are the winner, advancing from the top, beating Luminosity earlier today. And then obviously, as you see, we got one more match that we've got going on, right, that we're going to do, which is the lower bracket match, Luminosity taking on Titan. So we have basically the end of this match and 2 more matches. Obviously, we're going to do Luminosity Titan after this one, and then obviously the loser of this one will take on Conquest to end the day for us. So your thoughts on this bracket, gentlemen?
Well, what a way to bounce back from a major disappointment for Mouse Sports. You go there, it's become their story lately. You're disappointing. You've got all these wonderful parts, an amazing in-game leader, a flamboyant AWPer who's also really good with the secondary weapon as the scout. You've got Nex, you've got Nico, and then you've just got Mr. Reliable, Mr. Dependable, Dennis. All of the parts there, that's a really good team on paper. Yet what's been happening is they've been going to big tournaments, coming up against elite level teams, and they've been getting absolutely smashed every time. So to come here after yet another disappointing showing at the major, and you blow away Na'Vi, who were in the final, we're like, okay, that's got to be a fluke. Luminosity are looking really good right now. You blow away Luminosity, and they did it actually. Apparently they were quite tetchy because there was a few delays before the game, and there's a Reddit thread about this. Chris J typed something. So they did it even when they weren't feeling it in particularly high mentality. So Mouse Sports' achievements here, that's probably the real talking point of this whole tournament.
Sure.
How far can they go? Are they real tournament winners? Meanwhile, Luminosity, they've looked good. I'm not sold on Titan. I know they've not Na'Vi out in the tournament. Obviously, I think Luminosity are going to win that one. It's got to be said.
I mean, the Na'Vi result's disgusting. When you're that good at the major and you go out in last place here, that's just unacceptable. I mean, yes, it was the harder group, but even so, teams like Titan, this should be a win for you, for your Na'Vi right now.
All right, so final thoughts on Mirage. I imagine you're both going to stick with
Virtus.pro
VP.
heavy win.
Virtus.pro 16-8, run about there.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Again, the final map is Mirage. Helium and Lander's going to walk you through it one more time. Gentlemen, it's all yours.
All right, thanks again, guys. Going through Mirage right now. It'll be Team Dignitas starting off on the Terra side, VP on the CT side. I guess, should it be a knife round? Anders, staying quiet.
I'm AFK.
All right, well, we're getting into it. We're in the pistol right now, so that might have already happened. We got 4 Kevlars and a kit over here. The kit on a Neo. That's what VP's going with. Some decoys. They really do like these decoys on their pistol rounds. Sometimes they use them to great effect. Sometimes they just throw them, and maybe it throws some teams off. MSL's gone for the utility. He's got full nades, decoy on Pimp, and 4 Kevlars. So gotta come down to the battles. Look at Pasha pushing very aggressive. About to run into a stack here in the kitchen. They say, get out of the kitchen. We've already got 2 cooks. And Neo now just finding a better position in the site to try to hit these shots. He gets gooshed up there through the boards. AZ finds 2 entering into that site, and Team Dignitas off to a great start. They've only lost 1. They've planted the bomb. 4 versus 2 right now. Snacks has gone on this flank pretty quickly, but AZ is watching it, looking for his 3rd kill. Can't find that one. Snacks continuing to move through now. Oh, sensing maybe there might have been a flank. Taz has worked himself up to the trash can here. We'll have to clear bench. Does. Beautiful headshot onto Tensky. Giving this now some real momentum, a real chance on the retake. Snacks finds another. It is just MSL left. Whoa, long range. Get Snacks off that upper platform. Player on the bomb. They are actually just sticking it. You got to land these shots, and he does. MSL actually faced with the 1v2 post plant, and he will win.
Yeah, great round from those are a couple of sick shots right there. That first one on the apps, that was nuts. Just faded off to the side after he hit that shot, and cleaned it up, though. That was a 10-second defuse. I mean, it was a 2v4 from Snacks. They got some nice kills. Honestly, Dignitas peaked way too much, but they still managed to do it because there was no way Virtus.pro were going to be able to win that round without a kid. And even if they got those kills even quicker, I'm not sure if there would have been an opportunity. Snacks now pushing the underpass, and we have a full-on B stack, which is going to be answered back by a connector rush. Though it seems like a couple players are going up cat, and that might be to their demise. So here a couple kills have been made. Information is taken, and that means that they can kind of scout out these sites and see whether or not they want to hit a site based on a lot more information. 5v5, you can't really peek everything, but once you get those couple of kills, you know a certain amount of angles are safe. And here's Pasha pushing upper B, not finding anyone. Oh, we have someone in spawn.
Yeah, MSL is working on clearing it out. You can see Neo playing in a spot that oftentimes people will just forget about, the nook there in CT spawns. So Neo hoping for an exit. Again, he has that deagle. Snacks does find 1 with the CZ. MSL still trying to work this. Does bring down Neo. Pasha and Snacks at this point far off on the extremities, just trying to save these upgraded pistols and armor going into round 3.
Yeah. I mean, Deagle's a pretty expensive gun. We got the CZ as well, and armor on both people, but Dignitas off to an early lead. And I wonder if we think about the pistol rounds that have won, if we can draw a correlation between the pistol rounds on the respective maps and if they have won those maps. Now, I think Dignitas bought 4 AKs, so losing 1 player is not going to be the biggest deal here. Someone can drop him 1, and the only thing that right now is their issue is, oh, okay, this makes sense. So Kirby is going to be buying the MAC-10 instead of actually getting another AK, so this is definitely a great buy from them. Knowing they're at risk of probably losing 1 person, but hopefully not more than that, as they are not going up against armored opponents with upgraded guns apart from 2 people.
Wow, and they're just sticking together. Straight up death ball. through middle. They will split up a little bit too into the connector. Kirby, the one with the Mac-10 takes the long range battle, right? Peeks into B. He wants to see what's going on, of course. He'll scoop up the bomb. And it looks like now shifting the focus completely onto the A side. They've spotted Neo. Neo taken down. Can't get anything done with that silence USP. And Pimp set up on the lurk right now. Yep, finding Snack. No problem for him. MSL once again taking over CT. Pasha, again, faced with the position where he might just want to try to save the armor going into the first rifle. Save your money that way.
I feel like with the confidence that Dignitas had by going out mid and then going into A instead of B without information, they have definitely done their homework, I want to say. That they have looked up a strat that they feel like Virtus.pro are likely to try to do on an eco round. And maybe just the first round getting that read, and the second round assuming that they were just going to simply try it again and call them out on it by hitting A relatively quickly. And now Dignitas move into the third round. Huge amount of economy on their side. I mean, Virtus.pro did not do any damage, and each one of those guns that they dropped would have been huge for them. Virtus.pro here spending every single dollar that they have.
Yeah, a whole lot of goose eggs there in the wallets, which will be rough if they take a loss going into the first rifle. Could easily get Dignitas up to 5 rounds. Molotov into the connector. They're gonna just kind of train Neo to never sit in there. And on the spray down, he does some damage, but he doesn't find the kill. MSL is left bleeding and wounded at 15 HP, but he's still alive, and they've got the man advantage. And Snack somehow missing that one. Didn't actually miss. Brought Kirby low, connects on the second shot to the face. Pimp's found 1, but Taz to get 2 here from connector. Key kills, giving VP the man advantage right now, 3 versus 2. Bomb is on the A site, however, and it's been planted. Pimp, very important duel he's about to take. I don't think he saw that player that was completely flashed. Looks like he did. Finds him now 2 on 2. Dignitas in the driver seat of this round. Tansky hiding out behind the triple box, and both players, Molotov's coming out, but both players coming over the stairs. Tansky with some missed shots, but he will find Taz now. It's just up to Biala. He can't do it. Tansky with a 2K. Pimp with a 2K, and it got pretty tight there. But Dignitas actually come back from a man disadvantage when it was 2-on-3. They got that bomb down. Yeah,
nice shot, strong lead. And again, we've seen them play Mirage countless times throughout their online season. I mean, I think they have like, what was it, like over 50% of their maps played and picks in the last.
They just kept picking it.
Yeah,
yeah. They're like Mirage.
Yeah, I mean, that is the issue with having overlapping map pools with teams that are stronger than you in general on paper. I mean, the fact that Virtus.pro are going to be comfortable here is a problem for them, but at the same time, I think, playing to your strengths is the best way to win a map, and Dignitas winning that first rifle round shows that they have the confidence and capability of doing it. It's only a matter of doing it up until that 16-round mark where you can say you were the better team that day. Here they are executing on a site that is being played standard, 2-3. Yeah,
Snack's in a very key spot, this reverse firebox, but that's when you run into trouble. If they don't come close to you, they go through sandwich, and the site just gets overrun, at most a 1-kill position. With the Deagle at that range, probably, no kill, just really hoping on a bit of skill and a bit of luck to land the 1-Deags. And Pasha alone and on the wrong side of the map with just a CZ. Doesn't really have much to live for. He'll try to get a kill, an exit frag, and run away with an AK into round 6, but even that's not very likely, as Kirby and Tansky are moving out together using the buddy system.
Yeah, Pasha at this very close angle. I mean, they just do not need to go find him at all. They know they didn't have any armored opponents, and they just don't need to go exploring. I mean, it can only be a matter of, wow, they just like know he's here or something. I mean, oh my goodness, and even free-firing that. Did he make noise? I don't even remember him making noise. But yeah, they knew.
I think they're just expecting it. Like, where he's trying to cut off some rotations, our exits, like where is he going to be playing? Just slowly peeking to market. He's got to be close, right? Your upgraded pistol, you're going to play something really close?
Yeah, I mean, you should. Yeah, absolutely. But just the clairvoyance there in that situation, knowing exactly where he was sitting. But here we have 2 ops in the adjustment. This is what we see happen when a team does go down in rounds. Sometimes the proper adjustment is just to have the 2 ups to have a very dominant round to bolster your economy. It's a huge risk, and it has high reward if you can put those ops to work. And this is a map that you can do it on. We've talked so many times about the multiple ways that you can do an op on CT side.
Yeah, there's a lot of versatility with it. And once again, Dignitas comes out. The Molotovs, everything, the nades going into connector, just saying, as long as they've got money, Dignitas are going to probably throw the nades into that connector every single round that they go for mid-control. And that'll probably keep Neo maybe a bit timid. Pasha looking for this op shot. Does find it through the boards. And actually, for the first time, starting off with a big man advantage. 5-on-3 now, 2, and then 1 with just Kirby alive. And look at that. It's Neo and Pasha opping this time, and both of them finding a frag. Bialy and then some confusion finds 2 with the M4A4.
One thing we saw last map was Dignitas coming off to a strong lead. Actually, it was Virtus.pro coming off to a strong lead, and then Dignitas coming away with 6 rounds late. So when Dignitas were able to get that early lead on Train, they were able to take it and run away with it. And wow, this wall not being banked.
How can you not? Yeah,
that's
right?
triggering. I'm triggered.
Yeah, me too.
But he does find the kill. He's got 30 seconds. Like, he has utility. He just doesn't have the bomb, and that's the key point. Like, it's not up to Virtus.pro to go and find him, but Snacks, loving these stairs, has had many beautiful moments from them. Walks up and finds the frag, and now Virtus.pro put a round on the board. They saved quite a bit of money. It's huge, but Dignitas' money is ridiculous. Tensky sitting on that 10K mark.
All right, so Pimp, he'll pull out the op here. Definitely has a place on your T side on a map like Mirage.
Not necessarily. I mean, yeah, it does. But like,
more so than Inferno.
Yeah, for sure. But it's definitely not mandatory still, and you know, the bottom line is just that he wasn't hitting shots.
He's been losing the op battle every map.
Yeah. And
mainly because you got Neo, Pasha, and Snacks all picking up ops, all going to different places, and even if they go to the same place, it's a different player who plays it differently.
Yeah. You know, if he can't find a use for it, it might cost him a rifle round.
Well, it seems like it might have been their adjustment to deal with the double ops, but it will be Bialy with the M4 that starts them off strong.
Wow, playing
even
retake on B.
Still, yeah, the bomb goes down. They're going to be playing retake on B. Dignitas spread out, trying to set up the crossfires here as Snacks will bring down. Yeah, and the fire going into the bench. MSL just giving up on life. Ooh, Pimp spots him running in, playing for Van. Stops Snacks from tapping that bomb for too long. Setting up, spotting the shadow. Realizes, sees the shadow, realizes he's going up, but can't flick in time. So VP finding another one. Whoa. Zoom in.
That was a zoom.
On Pasha.
That was a zoom.
Yeah. I was opping for a second.
Knowing those are eyes that say, I've got work to do. And Pasha definitely knows that. I mean, it couldn't be more apparent in the score. They do secure that round. I mean, that retake on B, that's super risky. Like, you lose the first frag on their entry into the site, and you lose the retake pretty much.
We saw Na'Vi have trouble with that.
Yeah, I mean, they just gave up before they started because they recognize how hard it would be. I mean, it's just typically not the site that you want to play retake on. There's so many good spots to sit in. And that's why people don't go there very often. So you don't need much firepower to defend it. And now Pasha throwing the smoke dice so that he can op underpass for a long period of time. Wow, nice shot from MSL into the A side. And Pasha, you wouldn't expect it. You hate to see it, in fact. Oh, and MSL sneaking away. Getting into the window. He's got a great flank.
He does, but it seems like it might have been expected that Molotov comes out. Another Molotov kill. MSL dying by fire 2 rounds in a row right now. Leaves Pimp alone with an AK. Gets 1 kill for his troubles, but he goes down, and VP now 3 in a row, striking back here on the CT side.
Yeah, looking calm and focused, and now Dignitas' 5 rounds are slowly turning into what was a 5-round lead to now just a 2-round lead. They do have a buy-up, and it might be one of their last in a row, though. The great thing about winning those 5 rounds...
The money's run out going into round 9.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously saved enough to buy 3 rounds in a row, which is impressive in itself.
Whose AUG is this?
But, yeah.
Well, it's an AUG chameleon, so maybe it can blend in with the M4s, but honestly, the AUG is really good.
Yep.
A bit more expensive, especially now since the A1S is now back to the same price as the A4s. But even still, you can support it when you got these wins in a row. You don't want to opt something that scope can help. And did that smoke to the... Or was that a jungle smoke from middle? Because it didn't block connector. Neo playing close and is brought down. That AK is still going to be the one shot at close range. Taz under shadow gets 1. Snacks with a double spray down onto Pimp and Tensky. It's just up to Kirby now as AZ will fall. He wants to clear out in shadow, but Taz is there with the double.
Nice round from Virtus.pro. Even though Neo, got killed right in front of connector, he did get that information, throw the smoke down, and alert his teammates that it was most likely going to be an A split that he needed to go up against. And it seems like the mid to late round Virtus.pro are not letting it get out of hand. I mean, even though like the bomb was planted 1 round or a lot of mid control have been taken, Virtus.pro seem to be able to clean up anyways. And in light of that fact, I mean, I think they are looking at what could be a strong lead because at this point they have 2-for-1 and they move into the next round with confidence.
And there's Neo able to get into connector without much trouble because there isn't money to support those mollies and nades to the connector that were keeping him out of it. Meanwhile, Bialy gets 1. Kirby with the deagle, so they've got it to the 3-on-3. The trades have been made. Dignitas
that was so
keeping him, keeping that money in check here on the CT side and actually put themselves in a position where they can maybe win. The lack of armor is a little bit concerning, but AZ's just hit a deagle shot, and he's hit deagle shots before. against VP if we look back to his ace on Inferno.
This is super scary for VP. Yeah, they actually lose Viale too, and that's their B-side player. If they heard those shots from a distance, they would notice that Taz is playing the A-side by himself. This is pretty much a round. Wow, what a shot from Pensky. Hits that 1D, gets the 2K. And I was going to say, it was curious from Pimp, I feel like, to get that off, jump out into the B-site by himself on the eco, looking to just do as much damage as possible. If he saw how close his teammates were about to come to winning a round and then actually doing it, I feel like he would have been pretty sorry for trying to make that individual play himself. But either way, they do steal back that round and the economy. You know, this is all of a sudden going to be Virtus.pro winning 4 rounds in a row, but being 1 away from a save.
There's now that they, oh no, sometimes that smoke on the catwalk, it does open up an option for VP to just slide under it and push middle. Dignitas not expecting that at all and just completely blown away. Now Kirby and Tensky, the last ones up. VP commanding middle, and they've got the bomb drop. That's everything they need right now.
You know what I really like from Dignitas is that they don't simply go for A takes every single round. Or, you know, even 50% of the rounds, which you see happen so often. And it's not that those A takes are terrible, but mid control is T-sided, right? You know, you get out there and you have decent cover, all the smokes favor you, and for CTs they got to come out the lower ramp. You have the height advantage over them, and you know, if VP recognize how important mid control is to Dignitas and realize that they have to fight for it, and because they're ending these rounds nice and early. Wow.
Yeah, they continue to be aggressive, allowing Tensky to do a bit more damage. You know, VP, 3 people alive. They will profit very slightly off of this round victory here. And Pasha keeps the op up, the more expensive weapon, of course. So that lead has shrunk now to 1. It's 5-6. Dignitas still in the lead. But considering they're on the T side, they're doing quite well.
They're doing quite well. You know, they can't sleep on this on these rounds whatsoever. It's like 5 Deagles this time. Pimp is going to be buying 1 for himself, and I wonder if that means that he's just simply going to buy an AK moving into the next rifle. If they've talked about that, I honestly just hope he does.
Well, Taz will move in. Snacks takes the bullets, but Taz gets the kill. Pasha with the op shot will connect on to Pimp. Neo brings down MSL, and everybody is falling. And these Deagles this time, not even dangerous. Not a single player of VP going down.
Yeah. And here's a full buyout for Dignitas. 6-6. Both teams looking to take a lead once again. It was a lead that it's actually been held by Dignitas. It's the first time that it's been tied. It's been tied so far in the half. And that only favors Dignitas getting these ever so important T rounds. Oh, Snacks actually just missing the jump up. Wanted to Bush Palace and won't actually. And see, Dignitas are really adamant about taking mid control. And every round the Virtus.pro don't go up mid. They're just going to go up there and meet them.
That nade really hurt, landing right behind the middle boxes. MSL and Pim taking a ton of damage from that. Kirby a little bit of damage from the spray through the smoke gap that was on Catwalk. And here comes the reverse connector smoke, the one that lands into the A site. That'll allow Dignitas to move up middle a little bit more freely. Bialy, however, not smoked off here on the Catwalk. Dealing with 2 players. And the flash was out. Pimp, I think Pimp's pretty fortunate to have got that refrag. He was trying to throw the flash for his teammate. Maybe should have just had a gun out with him. But he does find the frag, so it remains 4 versus 4. And MSL is one of the low players who went down, so not that much of a loss considering it went to 4-on-4. But here's Taz getting 1 more. Now it's back even once more as Tensky takes down Neo. Working their way into the A site. 1 player for Dignitas at the A ramp. Taz pinned in the site for the time being. Smokes the CT, and you see another up on a balcony. He'll peek off now. Almost catches Kirby with his pants down. Finishes off the kill anyways. And now the 2 players for Dignitas.
Finishes him off with his pants down, you say.
Yeah, maybe the phrasing wasn't the best on that one, but
or maybe it was just the best.
And maybe it was the best, yeah. So it's definitely 2 ways of looking at it. As I'm trying to get through the tunnels. And what was that? That was the incendiary, and on this HP they actually cannot go through
That's
that.
a you shall not pass incendiary right there.
Gandalf showed up.
Yep.
Dignitas got wrecked.
Which one was Gandalf? That was Pasha. Gandalf with biceps.
Magic and Braun.
Scary thought.
Nice shades.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, so VP with the lead now, 7-6.
So we see the early round go. Dignitas trying to take mid. They get out there sometimes. Sometimes they're met with aggression from Neo. You know, this is not a play that Neo can make every single round without getting completely anti-threaded. Like, Dignitas could just wait top mid one round for him to get too aggressive, just turn for a flash and then abuse him afterwards. But it looks like they still want to try to get up here in the connector.
Neo.
And Neo blind gets those 2 frags.
It really goes to show how important those Molotovs and nades to this connector have been. But look at AZ, maybe bringing it back. Gets it to the 2-on-2. He's got HP to work with. Tensky, not so much. But even still, with an AK, does just take 1 bullet. Violi peeks out, finds him. Here's AZ again with another headshot. This man shows up. He gets those miracle rounds for Dignitas, but he can't do it here. Pasha with the CZ eliminates him. And going into the last round of the half now, it's VP with 8, Dignitas with 6.
Wow, that was almost a ridiculous round from AZ. All those headshots, and then Pasha definitely hit a nice shot with that CZ. AZ was waiting for him, I think. But whoa, 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 whoa! What do we have here? The M249, the only player in professional Counter-Strike, I think, that uses this gun.
That is the most BM gun in existence.
Yeah, in existence. I mean, he's got a...
That's the new one. It's the Nebula nice Crusader, too.
Yep, stat track, statty.
And we've talked about how Counter-Strike is essentially just Space Invaders when you're defending a site. So.
Right. That's funny.
M249 is a good one to have for that. Tech9's and Khalil's coming out.
Well, we got an auto sniper, M249, big guns.
Yeah, there's Snacks. Oh, he gets the fire kill, actually. Of course, applying some of that damage with the M249, moving in close. Another assist with that one. Will he finally get a kill with it? He does. It's the 9.6 half VP using what is apparently the crowd favorite gun, the M249.
Man, what is, you know, it's like you might use that in a situation where you just have like it's 14-1.
Yeah,
you got nothing on the line. But with Snacks, he actually, you could tell, knows that he goes in and practices his gun, makes it viable. And when he has enough money to buy his last round of the half, if he can use it better than he can an AK from whatever position he's playing to anchor his sight, just get a few bullets in, he's going to kill people faster than they can kill him. So really good on him for trying to make more guns viable. And
yeah, I mean, with that gun, it's really just figuring out the spray pattern. It's a little bit different.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, it's pretty much just like a less than sign.
Mm-hmm. I feel like these bigger guns you just tap most of the time, or it just burst.
No, it's always spray and pray. So, waiting on the second half right now. Again, 9-6, very close, very competitive. What Richard gave them 8 rounds. They're 2 away from that mark. Will VP be able to just stand up and close it out? Moving over to the T side of things. Very often we see this map. Like we always say, yeah, Mirage still CT sided. Probably 9-6 is where we land on it anyways. But very often we'll see just both teams with terrorist sides control the pace of the game.
Yeah, I don't know if Mirage is like sided for every team. It really depends on the team itself. Some people just have T-side really figured out. I think Dignitas really had a good read on what you should do versus most people on their T-side, like mid-control, favorite, and have the good smokes to get like that reverse connector smoke that you pointed out, or getting top cat control and getting in window room to control the rotations on such a big map. But here is a pistol round. Dignitas won the first one. Will they win a second? I don't know if there's been a map so far that they have won both.
Yeah, that would be very, very big here. Oh, MSL in shadow, unable to get that frag, but here's AZ with a nice headshot, the nade to finish him off. And Pimp moving in through that smoke with the silence weaponry, landing some shots, but none of them turning into kills. That's unfortunate for him. 2-on-4 right now. Dignitas trying to work in. The bomb will go down for VP. Kirby hitting some shots. That nade might just do it. Snacks realizing it was coming out. And as he moves away from Firebox, actually finds another kill. And now it's just Kirby 1 versus 3. Everyone up right now for VP has tasted blood. They've all got frags. X-ray off. We see what Kirby sees, and it's a pretty daunting task.
That's a rough life. Has no armor, has a kit.
Doesn't have a kit. But in a position to get surrounded anyway. You can see Taz has just gone through the vent, so there's no way Kirby lives here. If anything, he goes to the explosion. Probably to Taz. Yeah.
Yep, and that's it. Virtus.pro win a very important round. Very, very important. 6 away from taking the series. Dignitas have to work from behind on Inferno. They managed to do something similar. Losing the second pistol round, bringing it really close, but not securing those rounds. And on top of that, that was Inferno. I mean, that's a map where it's clearly CT-sided, where, you know, a good team on T-side can get rounds, can win a half, but it just doesn't happen as often. And Dignitas are at a definite disadvantage in terms of manpower, in terms of experience, in terms of talent, and have a lot to prove. So
And probably even in terms of chemistry, right? It talks about the roster changes. MSL with the D-goal, and looks like VP are just going to stick together. They're going 3A ramp, 2 out the Palace on the split onto the A side. Whoa. What an explosion. MSL goes down in a blaze of glory. Kirby takes down Pasha. All right, getting a bit more costly. It's now a 3-on-3. There are still no kits on Dignitas. They're going to have to work in very, very fast here. Not really worth saving these MAC 10s, so just try to put them to use. Kill these members of VP, but Taz and Neo having none of it.
Some nice reaction time.
It's 11 to 6.
Really quick shooting. And yeah, Dignitas don't have a lot of money. They always can guarantee you those 1-digs, it seems, though. Almost every round they buy one, at least 1 or 2 come out. Nothing can put you more on edge than getting 1-dig than a match, so I can see why they try to buy them, but this is a little bit of a mix by Pasha. Is he actually just holding on to a USP right now? He might be. I mean, yeah, he's almost certainly not going up against armor, so it'd be pretty funny for him to splash heads in this moment. And it is going to be versus a full A stack. So this is another situation versus an eco round where Dignitas have a good read.
Yep, just going for those stacks. I always think that's a lot better than just spreading out playing your default when you've got pistols and nothing else. Might as well make the gamble, and they've guessed right twice. And oh, why am I not moving in the smoke? Better just click. Taz finds the headshot onto Pimp. 12-6 right now, leading 2-1 going into round 19. But it's round 19. This is when the first rifle is going to be coming out for Dignitas. What do they get? They got 3 A1Ss and A4 and the op here on Pimp. No kits, though, on anybody. And Pimp is actually glass cannon. Yeah,
actually no armor for him. That's a pretty big deal. You know, on CT side, there's going to be many opportunities for him to get a kill, and it's going to be up to him. I think we need to see him move around if he wants to be useful. I mean, he can get a kill, but then he's got to find a new position to get another one. And I guess it starts with opening frag, because that will be extremely crucial for his team if he can secure one. But it looks like a lot of players spotted moving towards B, and Kirby's on the defense.
Yeah, and Snacks actually still maintains that MAC 10. Here's Taz with the Galil. Survives on 4 HP, but does open up that site for them. The bomb will go down. Pimp with an op shot onto Pasha. Of course, if VP can't hold on, having planted the bomb and not even upgrading on everybody, we'll be set for the next round. But this is big for Dignitas. Give them a little bit of confidence. Get up to 7 rounds here. Snacks with that MAC 10. Smoke goes down. Can't throw them while defusing, and that's what he does. Nice play there. And MSL gets that defuse.
That was a really nice retake, and I think Taz just gave up one of the best after-plant spots to like jump across the site for some reason. I'm not sure if he went to set up a flash or to try and find a kill, and oh, Caster's receiving death threats.
These are threats.
Okay, I see you. Yeah, Dignitas do win a round. Super important. I mean, if they didn't win that round, it would have been like Inferno, where it was that 12 mark. You know, the T side won a round, it brought it to 14, and then they had to work from behind. At this point, Dignitas, if they do have a good way to work their T side, and that's an interesting way to smoke connector, or CT side, excuse me, then they can play those advantages and leave it to VP to make something happen.
Snacks is going to try to work his way through it. Expecting Pimp, you know, you're throwing that smoke, you know the CTs are watching the catwalk. So Snacks, I think, makes a really good play to just crouch and move on through that smoke. Nearly kills Pimp, brings another 12 just like that. And Neo opping on this round. Here's MSL on balcony. We'll find Taz, who was trying to work himself out of Palace. He was the lone man there. And the bomb is down on a ramp. The ollie near that. The rest of VP, they have got that aggressive mid-control. Pasha going for the jump into the window now as trying to get himself out through the vent. It actually works for Tensky. Now he's brought down. Easy just holding out in the open, brings down Pasha, completely blind right now, but so is Neo, who's all alone. Caught off guard by Kirby coming in through the ladder room.
They do it. Impressive. I mean, they just really stayed. They had like a lot of good solitude in that round. They just gave up window, they gave up connector, they gave up cat, and they still managed to win. That's usually a recipe for success from the T side, and Snacks lurking through that smoke could have been huge. But Dignitas stayed strong, hit their shots, and actually I think like Pasha could have finished off that spray, got a kill there. Snacks almost got one as well, and so it was very, very scary. But every time you let one of those rounds slip away on T side, it always comes back to haunt you because you don't get that many chances to win.
Oh, there's Pimp. Starts things off, takes down Pasha, who tries to work his way out middle. I believe that was Pimp from the A connector that hits that shot. And it may be Kirby who's tested next, who's jump spotting with, I think, an incendiary pulled out over in B. Bomb's actually falling off right now.
Yeah, Pimp even having 1 KPR of impact. I think he's just CT sided in terms of his opping, but him just having that just means so much for a good team.
Here's the Ollie with the deagle kill. That's AZ falling over in middle. That's getting a bit tense, I think, for Dignitas. You have that kill come out. You hear those deagles. It's a very scary sounding gun because you know what it can do. It can take you out in just one bullet at pretty much any range. MSL is going to go up onto the ticket booth to cover the connector. We'll see Snack step in and quickly hide. Tensky in a good position. They've got a crossfire on connector if they decided to go up that into A. And will Tensky be the one to do the bulk of the damage, or will it be MSL? There's also a player that's now been spotted coming out of A ramp, so MSL will have to deal with that. That allows VP to get safely very close to this A site. Snack's just pushing through. He gets taken out. Violi with the deagle. He can do nothing. Pimp with the op shot. MSL finding a second, and here's Taz last man alive. Spot that AK, but starts to whiff, and Kirby will punish that. And Dignitas now got 3 rounds in a row for them once they've got into the rifles, so quite a turn. Yeah,
within 3. I mean, Virtus.pro have a ton of money right now. It did get tense at that moment because they did have mid control, but they couldn't make anything happen of it. And I was a little bit worried for MSL there in CT as they had 1 player on cat pushed up, and he actually forfeited it once he took a couple of shots just to play it safe, but that put a lot of pressure on their air players, or their single A player, that is MSL, to get his kills. But fortunately for him, Pimp was really quick on the rotate, and that was nice. Once they knew it was going to be an A hit, keeping as many players alive as possible and having the earliest rotate support their solo man on the site.
All right, this looks like it's just going to be a very big set play onto the A site. All the smoke's going over, but MSL, look at that. He's into smoke himself. Flash going into Firebox. AZ's going to go through, finds 2. Don't reload because cool people don't do that. Picks up the AK, gets his 3rd frag. Nice awareness from him. Now Tensky coming over to help out, finishes him off, spraying down Bialy and Neo, and that A take completely shut down. Dignitas don't even lose a member. Now 4 in a row for them on the CT side. Yeah, absolutely fantastic round for Dignitas. They had the perfect setup there. That smoke on balcony only favored Dignitas even more, even though they weren't able to be spotted. AZ just shooting players coming out, throwing great flash, obviously switching out his gun at an opportune moment, and then killing a 3rd player. I mean, he's just really stunting on them right now. Oftentimes you can just be rewarded by shooting when that smoke blooms, find a player crossing. Nax is also trying to help out with the mid control. He goes in through underpass, a lot of smokes. Molotov in case they happen to push that smoke down in front of AZ. Here's AZ and MSL get in the frags. Taz, though, pushes through, finds one of them. Neo jumping into window nicely. Has Pimp caught off guard on the side. A player behind him. Neo with a nice turnaround. 180 headshot onto Kirby. It's still left in a 1 versus 2. He's picked up this op, but completely blind. MSL will finish him off. And now within 1 here. Yeah, and that was just a no-respect play from MSL to like flash through smoke to kill Neo, knowing that he's going to be in frantic mode where he's going to try to do something crazy himself, and he threw his own flash, but that went completely blind. And I think if MSL didn't have the decisiveness, didn't have the confidence to make that play at that moment, it could have cost them Neo in a 1v2. That's where he thrived. So the fact that he got those first 2 kills, I mean, said a lot, and I think would have put fear in any other player's hearts. But this nade could hurt. Beal's trying to peek, it doesn't do too much, and he'll hit the first shot anyway. So the nade damage not phasing him at all. Will they realize AZ's so close? You think they'd still be looking out for it. He's also being supported. I think it's Pimp that's behind him. AZ finds his first frag. Pimp goes down, and Bialy picking out underpass. Mid control belonging to VP right now. A lot hinging on MSL's ability to spray him down in connector. He only finds 1. Now it's Kirby all alone. 1 versus 3. He's smoked off of his approach here in jungle. He's just going to flash through it, charging in, full of confidence. Wow, really, really blind is that player, but the spray's not there. Bialy should be dead, but he isn't. He finds 2 kills on the round. No, he couldn't make it happen, and now Virtus.pro do come away with a round, and that is 1 on an island after 5 rounds in a row from Dignitas. They are doing okay. I mean, economically, not even that great. I mean, actually, it's Virtus.pro to have stolen it back a little bit. Now they'll move into this round. They'll have their op again. They'll have full nades, utility, and the knowledge that they've won way more rifle rounds on this side than Virtus.pro have. Virtus.pro still have a lot to prove, in my opinion. 2-round lead, but 3-round deficit from actually sealing it up. It's Bialy in the knee. So he's down to 17 HP through that smoke. I think also that Neo took a shot through the smoke, trying to have lined up with window. Now we just watch it for the cap push. I think they're pretty unaware of what AZ has done, and unfortunately for him, peeking into underpass doesn't get the shot. Snacks does. That means good things for VP to get that opening kill of the round. Now they've got a 5 versus 4 with over a minute to go.
Yeah.
Snacks will get MSL as he tries to push through the smoke at connector. I think the bomb... Okay, the bomb was up on the catwalk, and Taz will not be caught off guard. It was Kirby hanging out in the ladder room. Now Pasha to get pimped, so... VP riding comfortably through this one.
Yeah, just like that, almost everybody dead now. Tensky, actually the only man, oh man, if he was able to bait the bomb into coming towards him, that might have been a different round. So, you know, it is 1v5, and that is his biggest problem. Running a second kill, not taking any damage actually. 30 seconds left. I mean, it's essentially just 1v3 at this point.
Everyone is still pretty spread out. Could take Tensky a while to make that rotation. He's got to pretty much check everything at this point. You can see a player there underneath him.
And it looks like he doesn't even want to go for it. He's just so far away. He has no utility.
And the money's pretty tight on Dignitas right now.
And they know where he is, so everything working against them. And yeah, Dignitas have to worry about the future of their half. I mean, I don't know if they're going to be saving for the time to bring it to OT or if they're going to be trying to buy behind this. But in terms of round loss bonus, they're not going to have much of it. It'll definitely be a huge force up. The thing is that on their eco rounds, they do have like a really good beat on where Virtus.pro like to go. I mean, I wouldn't even put it past them to buy next round. Behind a single rifle, though I don't know if that would be the best decision. Because Tensky might not be able to drop, but yeah, Virtus.pro suddenly taking back control, just like they did in the first or in the second map.
Wow, and I feel like this was a hard decision, but they make it very quickly. They start dropping these guns. They get the FAMAS out with, I mean, just Kevlar and what is the other one? A Deagle and a Smoke. So they're not working with a full strength round right now. They lose this, and it's going to be extremely easy for VP to close this out. It will be Dignitas, you know, buying to win in every single round if VP gets one more. That's a tough way to come back.
No, this is definitely an all-in from Dignitas. And mid-control is once again conceded. Dig has lost it pretty much every round, and the rounds that Virtus.pro won decisively were ones where they had a really good mid-control. Now they're playing it passively. They have to be really careful. They can't just let a team split on them without having rotates or a stack.
So I think Pasha may just deposit himself in the connector. Or no, actually the bomb is gearing up to go at A, and Pasha finds the opening frag. He gets both of them, finding Pimp and AZ coming over the stairs. MSL is now about to be rooted out. Oh, that flash allows him to find at least one more frag. Still, it's Tensky faced with a 1v3 one more time. Doesn't even get the first on this one. Snacks takes him down. Match point for VP, and Dignitas having almost no money to work with in this last round.
Wow, yeah, I mean, Virtus.pro just took it back. I mean, it looked like, honestly, Dignitas were hot. They were on CT side. The only thing that Virtus.pro had going for them on T side was their pistol round. All of a sudden, it's 3 in a row. They defeated the force up, the Hail Mary, you could say, and now we're looking to clean this up, just winning at 16-11. I mean, we've seen Dignitas win eco rounds versus Virtus.pro. Majority of them being off of Deagle shots, but in this circumstance, Virtus.pro should be supremely careful, play out the clock as long as possible, and try to get as much information as they can before they hit something, because they know that they're going up against a team that's low on nades. On a map that has just so many spots to smoke off.
MSL with that max 7, he's already taken so much damage, down to 17, so that puts him in a pretty rough position. He's still in one where he could definitely find a frag, but has been playing on top of the balcony here at A quite often. Pasha out in middle. There's actually no one going for mid control, even with all the Deagles and Scouts. I guess since the window's been smoked off. Now even nading just to make sure no one's in there. Pimp with the Scout, remember, has to hit the head for a one shot. And firing through the smoke, he won't find it. There's a gap though, and Pasha, he's not careful. Gets that flash landed, gets some damage, but smoke blind himself, can't quite figure out where Pimp is running away to. A pretty even exchange on HP there, and AZ finding a kill with this 5-7. That one on to Bialy. So 5 versus 4, Kirby gets Snacks. And this is a massive round for Dignitas. They've got themselves in a pretty good position. Here's Taz also missing those shots. Can't quite convert on that kill. Moving forward, 3 people coming to this site. And quickly, Neo and Pasha eliminate 2. Taz is here. Neo worked his way in. He found Pimp up on the platform. It's just Kirby, AZ working around in the same area coming through these B apartments. 1 versus 3 right now. VP in a beautiful position. They've got their triangle set up, and Neo takes them out through the wall with the headshot. It's 16-11. VP advance to the semifinals. Dignitas will drop down to play Conquest.
So I'm not going to lie, I had my doubts. Dignitas looked very good. I mean, I'm sure you feel the same way. We've seen so many of their matches. Mirage for them is a very strong map, but it's equally as strong, if not stronger, for Virtus.pro, and they do come up with a win. And I think it's not, you know, simply a win against a team they expected to beat. I think they're definitely surprised by how well Dignitas has played, along with everybody else. And
I think everybody is.
Yeah, they got to be impressed with themselves. I think Dignitas have a lot to be proud of.
That they do. And of course, they're not out of it yet. A chance for them to go through now the lower part of the GSL bracket group stages and get into a semifinal. A semifinal as the lower seed, but still nonetheless, you know, you're setting yourself up for more prize money and a potential to even go forward and farther into the tournament. And I mean, there's a lot to talk about with that. Do you think VP are showing any weaknesses, or is the story here just Dignitas is actually playing a lot better than anyone expected?
I think it's definitely a little bit of both. You know, like, you know, VP in their hottest form ever, where they win a major. Don't bring maps this close versus a team like Dignitas. I don't mean to say that derogatorily, but you know, experience, like all the factors that Dignitas don't have in terms of time and experience, are too hard to ignore. I mean, you know, VP should, all in all, on paper, be able to beat this team decisively. And you know, it's a bit of Dignitas playing well, and I'm sure Virtus.pro not playing up to their own standards. But that being said, I think there's a lot to say on both sides. But I think that leaves it open, you know, as to who is really the favorite of this tournament.
Yeah, it's very open right now. And to cover that topic a little bit more, we're going to throw it down to the desk. Again, it's Scoots, Thorin, and Richard Lewis. Guys, take it away.
Thank you, gentlemen. So again, the veteran team does pull it out in the end, a 2-1 victory for Virtus.pro. But again, looked pretty solid, but then Dignitas starts creeping back in. And obviously, they don't close it out. But again, shades of greatness, if you will, in that sense. Like, they're trying.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's like I said, you know, you don't forget how to play a map even when you haven't been playing it a lot recently. It hasn't been a go-to pick for them. Their quality overall on the map still showed. Another very good map, actually, in the series for Taz, who I thought, you know, he's looking pretty good on that map. Had some nice clutch moments, and, you know, was putting up decent numbers, better than usual, if you... but ultimately, I just think Dignitas, they got off to that good start. That was the reason why the scoreline is so flattering, because they got off to that amazing start, and VP again started slowing the game, had to crawl back, dig the way into it. But once they were in control, they were very much in control. It was like they were giving away rounds that they knew, you know, they could sort of, okay, our economy's not being broken. Dignitas didn't really get their rhythm going in that second half. Virtus.pro were able to close it out a lot more comfortably than that scoreline suggests for me.
I still have to give props to Dignitas, though. I mean, if you'd have told me these were the 3 maps, they're going to play Virtus.pro, who've been in superlative form recently. You only beat Virtus.pro in the recent form if you were an Envious, a TSM at world-class level. So for Dignitas to hang for all 3 maps, and already to have won the series before over a team like we thought had a good chance, I think they've done a pretty good job already on this line. Like, so far, they've already impressed me to some degree.
Yeah.
And they've got a bigger map pool than we initially thought.
But this is the frustrating thing. Like, we've known that the Danish scene overall has this wealth of talent, just an abundance of individual talent. And like I say, this team that could have been very good has been undone by some of the issues with, you know, the Schneider problem. And like I say, I don't even feel this team that's here is going to be one moving forward. I think they'll make more changes. Maybe not for the, you know, if it isn't for the next event, it's definitely coming. I mean, it's quite telling there when we're looking at pictures and all the other players have got their name on the back of the shirt. Yeah, not Tensky though. So just saying.
I mean, AZ just again and again, he's just showing him. What's great is Dignitas at the moment isn't looking like a team that's going to win a tournament or even have a top placing. It's been a long time since they had a big top 4. But AZ, time and time again, just puts himself out there so that even if the team does badly, or in this case decently, he's showing like, no, I'm like a world-class player. I can go against any level of player. I always bring a certain performance. This is the roles I can use. So you have to feel like one day someone like TSM is going to potentially move a player, who knows, maybe someone like a G2 in future, and he's going to be someone who's going to be right there as an obvious pickup because his talent's undeniable at this point.
So obviously numbers don't tell you the whole story, but there's one story you will immediately be able to pick out from those numbers there for Dignitas. The one you're just talking about, AZ, star player, star potential, big teams out there. If anyone's looking to get in a player like that, he's got to be one of the hot tickets right now that you would be thinking about. If you're going to spend money to improve your squad, that's the guy. right? Now, the other story, here we go. Once again, must-win map against the top-level team. Look at Kirby's score.
And remember,
happens too often.
He was still in the game even without him.
Yeah.
So if he had just turned up and had an okay performance, this could have been an overtime, could have been a close win, could have been a close loss. Yeah, he's really let the team down on this third map now. And obviously, this is the pressure game, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's not talent. The guy's obviously got talent. The guy's great. When the pressure isn't being amped up and forced on you, bearing down upon you, the guy can post numbers. It's in the must-win maps. It's in the clutch situations. It's when you've really got to go big for your team that he always just seems to fall that little bit short.
And one of the things that actually made the series close on the VP end is actually Bjarly, over all 3 maps, was fairly underwhelming, actually.
Yeah,
he never really got it going. As a result, VP was never in top form, but like I said, they were the team that on all 3 of the maps were going to be able to go. So it didn't matter that they lost one. As long as they were able to go to the next map, reset, they were going to be good on that one. And so eventually, yeah, it's not a great performance to win 2-1 like this. Obviously, it was a close first map, but ultimately they have won. And they did so in more like a veteran style, I think, where they just got to the finish line and won.
Well, and again, that tells you the difference between a good team and a great team. They can win while still actually not playing their best. Yeah. And again, Taz did sit at the top of that leaderboard. He is actually with Matt. Sadakis is going to give us a little interview with the second oldest man in the building, Taz. Take it away, Matt.
In the building.
Yeah, he's even at the second oldest man in the building, he's still half the age of you, Scoots. But Taz, how are you?
I think I'm not the second, maybe fourth, you know.
Who's older?
Oh, now is this?
Oh, yeah, that's probably true, actually. Thorn and Richard probably be in there as well. So you guys won that 1-2-1, played Train first. Train's supposed to be your map. You guys coined that as your map. It was between you and TSM, who was the better at it. You guys actually took them down in a couple games. You yourself are normally incredible on the B site, really good with your rotations. Pasha normally lurks. You guys haven't had a great tournament on it so far.
I think that's this moment of time when we are really playing bad on this map. It's because we lost to TSM I think 2 or 3 times on it, and we lost a bit confidence. I was Sipex learned how I play on inside, and he was countering me, and he was playing then as the same as I was, so aggressive, and he was killing us. So my guys told me that I shouldn't play aggressive there anymore. So the B side is we let them more through. Then on the outside it's the same. We know what opponents are doing against us, but we are trying to counter it, and we forget how we usually played. So I think it's just this point of time where we are actually really bad on it, but still we always pick it.
It's a kind of interesting point you make as well, where you say you were countering what they were doing. Before we actually went live with the interview, you were talking about a little bit about the major. You're obviously the in-game leader, but you were saying at the major you were almost too reactive as well, that you guys weren't playing your own game style. You struggled a little bit here. Conquest took you into double overtime. Train, you lost. You almost didn't close Inferno. Is that still an issue? What needs to change in terms of you as a strat caller or the team itself?
I think it's more of a confidence. We need to build our confidence back. This win against Dignitas was really important for us because I feel like Dignitas is on the level of G2, if not better. So even though they didn't go through the group stage on Major, I still think that these 2 teams are matching on the equal skill level. So if we are beating them now, maybe we can get some confidence back and get ready for the semi-final again, tomorrow. But as for Major, we just sometimes we try too hard. We are trying to anti-strat the opponent. We are trying to create stuff against the opponent, but we are not thinking about how strong we are and how much teams are watching our games and how much teams are really afraid of our game. And I think that we are coming back to it, but I don't know if we'll be able to get our plow going this year, but we will be ready next year.
Yeah, of course, because you guys were the defending champions, but now you do make it through to the semifinal. Neo on the AWP, that's been a change since last CEVO LAN, at least in specific. That's been a little more, I guess, it's a little older now in terms of how many LANs you guys have actually played. He's had his peak. He's kind of leveling out. Pasha, meanwhile, is stepping up big on the rifle. But is this going to be, obviously it looks permanent at this point, but how do you get Neo to get back firing to the level that Pasha used to fire with the op?
I think that we put a lot of pressure on Neo with the AWP. We told him to play it all the time, and he just lost, he didn't hit a couple shots, and he lost a bit of confidence. So now we are just trying the old ways. Whoever feels confident with the Pasha, Snacks, or Neo, they will pick it up. Maybe sometimes me, we sometimes need a really good upper, but I try to hide it most of the time.
You hide it well. Even when you do pick it up, you still hide it well that you're a good opper, if you know what I mean.
You didn't watch the Navi game.
You're right, I didn't actually. I think I was busy still casting at that point. Either way, you guys now will play in the semifinal tomorrow. It'll be against either Luminosity or Titan, the winner of the next matchup, which we'll see on this stream. Who would you rather play?
I want to play against Brazilians. I want to play against Fair. Yeah, I want to play against Fair.
All right, well, I think they probably want that matchup because that would therefore mean that they would beat Titan. We're going to take a commercial break, but when we come back, that's the matchup we will have. It's a rematch as well because keep in mind, Luminosity beat Titan 2-0 in the opening matchup of this tournament. So good chance they could do it again. We'll find out. Don't go anywhere.